funny.
So I'm not gonna lie, okay? So I seriously thought that we were live. I was sitting there and we were talking, we were
talking
chatting
to ourselves.
So we just got a brand new
some brand new
software.
Brand new software here.
Yes, that called StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard, and you can see our name in the bottom left-hand corner
pretty cool.
of this.
Yeah,
and we're streaming this to 6 different places.
Yes. So I'm awesome. I'm live on my personal page. I am live on the Get Branded with Brian plus Lindsay, which is our group. I am live on our Brian plus Lindsay photography page and on our Brian plus Lindsay Cohen page.
Yeah.
And then I'm also live on LinkedIn and YouTube. Why not? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of excited about it too.
I feel like we kind of moved into a new house.
Exactly.
And we're just kind of like trying to figure out where all the rooms.
I am live on Instagram right now. That is crazy. I've never been live on Instagram.
Yeah.
So if you're watching me on Instagram, please let me know because I don't know.
And we can see all the comments live right here, which is amazing.
Exactly.
Because we used to we had to put our phones right there to be like, what are we talking about?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like it was a little bit overwhelming.
All right. So anyway.
Yeah.
Welcome to our personal branding masterclass for photographers.
Click.
So here it is. So this is Get Branded with Brian plus Lindsay. It is a personal branding masterclass for photographers. We have actually done this where we have done it for businesses and entrepreneurs in general.
Yep.
But we realized that like 95% of the people that we interact with are actually photographers.
Yes.
So why not
we live and breathe photography.
We do.
And we'll get into this a little bit later, but we have been photographers for 17 years and we have had a business for that long too.
Exactly.
So we've seen it all.
Yeah.
We've heard it all. And we want to share with you with what we know.
Yes.
So thanks for hanging out.
So today we are going to talk about how to create your personal brand without selling out or compromising on what makes you unique.
Yep.
And this is really going to be about how we started showing up and owning who we are to attract the right clients at the right time. So who are we? Well, I can start with me because it's got me on the thing, and then Brian can talk after that.
There you go.
So my dad actually started a landscaping business when I was 4 years old, or not 4 years, 4 weeks old. I was a little baby. And all of a sudden my dad was like, basically he was like, I wonder if I could like start a landscaping business. So he took time off work. He wasn't getting paid or anything like that, but he was just like, okay, let's just put the feelers out there and see what happens. It was on his own time, on his own dollar. But his boss found out about it and fired him, which sucks. But it actually was a really good thing. It was a blessing in disguise because it pushed my dad to have the willpower to start his own landscaping business. And 41 years later, he's still doing it.
He's still doing it.
For real. He's amazing.
Great,
And he's probably one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to entrepreneurship and like really owning your voice and owning who you are and showing up as a leader on a regular basis. He's awesome. I love my dad.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is.
It's great.
Yep.
It's great.
So what about you?
So my dad, he retired a couple years ago, but he was a manager of some pretty big businesses, actually a business.
Yeah.
And his job was to really just get to know his men and make sure the men that he hired were doing the right job and they weren't doing something that was, too much for them. But he always had an open door policy where if you came into his office, he would talk to you about life.
Yeah.
And he would always put his relationship with his employees first because they were on the front line. They were learning how they were learning how to run the business.
Yep.
And if he didn't learn them, how could he trust them with the business?
Exactly.
And I think we have put that so much into what we do because we love the relationship. We love getting to know people because that's how their success comes true because they know that we're in their corner.
Yep.
So
exactly. So it's pretty cool. So we actually accidentally got started in a photography business about 17 years ago when we ended up shooting all of our friends' weddings, and it just kind of kept going from there. And then so we decided eventually that like we just wanted to work with people in a more personalized way, utilizing branding as a really big part of that.
Yep.
So what did we do last year?
Well, last year we had this amazing opportunity to mentor over 75 photographers.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an amazing experience
Yeah.
because we saw so many different photographers go from zero to hero,
Yeah.
where they learned how to run their business.
Mm-hmm.
They learned how to raise their prices.
Yep.
And that was an amazing experience for us.
Exactly.
But what it did is that it taught us, wow, we love what we do,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a better and more healthy way to do it.
Exactly.
And what we're sharing with you guys today is what we've learned and what we
Mhm.
have created to enforce that relationship with ourselves to stay healthy
Yep.
and not give too much.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I think I might go live one other place. I just realized that yes.
We should
Okay.
go. We're gonna go live on.
On our business, on our Get Branded with Brian plus Lindsay.
Okay.
I just realized we didn't do that. I didn't realize. I was like, what the heck? Why is it not
Are you
showing
sure
up?
you're
That's
not
why
already? You sure you're not already doing that?
I no, because it was that one. I thought I was
Oh.
in the right one.
You sure we shouldn't go live on mine?
I don't think we can.
You can't.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
There it is. There we go. All right. So let us, sorry about the technical difficulties and figuring this out. We just need to,
It's always the new software. It always gets in the way.
yep,
So if
exactly.
you guys are pausing and you guys are watching our live here and you're a
Mhm.
photographer, tell
Yep.
us where you're from
Yep.
and what do you specialize in?
Exactly. Yep. So just let us know.
And just
We're
drop it in the
excited.
comments.
Yep.
We'll try to respond to any comments or questions that you guys may have.
Mm-hmm. All right. So save changes and hopefully that got us in there too. I think it did. Yay!
We
Okay.
are live.
We are live in our group. That's what I thought. That's where I thought we were going to. I would thought that was going to be our main thing that we were doing, but it's all good.
Yeah.
It is not a big deal. So yeah, it's fun. So who is this for? This is specifically for photographers who are tired of working super hard.
Yep.
For very little reward.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but
we've been there.
Yes.
We 100%. I remember the first wedding we shot.
Mm-hmm.
We charged them $100.
Oh my
And you know what I did with that
believe.
$100? I went to Macy's and I got me the best looking suit that money could buy. And you know what? I wore it one time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did with our first paycheck. And
exactly.
boy, was it a right choice. But you know what? We stopped charging $100 after that because we realized all the work we put into it. Awesome.
Had somebody, hey, are you going live in the group? Yes, I am. Okay. So this is also, so basically just imagine having peace of mind because your calendar year is mapped out with your social media calendar. And you know exactly when, how, where, and in what way you're going to get your clients.
Yeah. Imagine having a more consistent workflow and not starting from zero every month. Now, if you guys have had amazing months, and then at the end of the month you're like, yeah, and the beginning of the month you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta climb up those stairs again.
You're like, right.
Who's been
that was
there?
awesome.
Who's
where
been
you've
there?
had like a huge cash influx and then you're like, crap, I spent all my money. Brian likes to spend money.
I like to spend money.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You can spend money if you want to.
If you've been there,
let us know.
Comment below and be like, I've been there.
Yeah. So just imagine having your best clients renew with you for year 2, year 3, and just having a client retention consistency.
Who loves return clients?
Yes.
Who loves that?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like someone that just is like, yeah, I want to work with you. And they don't question your pricing. They don't question anything you do. They just love being around you.
Maybe you already know that this is possible. But we have known so many people that haven't found success on their own. Even us, we didn't find success on our own. We needed help when it came to that and everything like that.
I think that one of the biggest things that we discovered was that we were more successful together than we were chasing after different things in our business.
Yeah.
Is that when we were on the same page with what we wanted to do, that's where our success came from.
Yeah.
And I feel like it also comes down to your mindset. If you have 1,000 different ideas in your business, it's going to bring you to 1,000 different directions.
Yeah.
To us, it's about focusing on the things that actually bring you happiness, but also income.
Yep. So, a lot of people are sitting there spending money on paid traffic to an offer that doesn't even convert.
Yeah.
A lot of people are thinking if you build it, they will come. Like they're like, yes, I'm gonna build all these things and then they're gonna come. Or a lot of people will stop short of the finish line and don't complete the race and never start their branding engine.
Yeah.
Like that is
It's like getting a brand new car but not being able to afford the gas. It's just like, we believe when you have the right motivation, you have the right fuel to go the distance.
exactly. So today's lesson, you're going to learn how to avoid all of that.
Yes.
Okay. So no more crickets. It's time for you to convert your audience. This was supposed to be gifts and things like that. It was supposed
to be a cool gift. I don't know what's happening here.
It's all good. It's not a big deal. It's just the new software. So we want there to be no more throwing stuff at the wall and having everything like where you're like throwing stuff at the wall and having everything in place. You're the one that wrote that one, so you read that one, okay?
I don't think I wrote that.
Yes, you did. You're like, I don't like the way that sounds. Throw stuff at the wall instead. So you read that one, okay?
I didn't write that.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I think it's a better way to say this. Okay. How many times have you felt in your business that all your ideas, all your passions were just literally like buckets of paint?
Yeah.
And you just felt like, I'm going to throw this color in the wall. And then all of a sudden you come back a day later and you're like, I don't like that color. And then you get a new color paint and you throw on the wall and you're like, I don't like that color. And I'm like, what if you stopped doing that? What if you found the right color and that was your identity? And you're like, this is the color I want in my life. And that's what you build your life off.
Yeah.
That's what we like helping clients find.
Yeah.
It's finding their identity. So then they're surrounded by something that makes them strong, which is themselves.
Exactly. So by the end of today's training, you're going to know that you can get clients.
Yes.
And have cash on hand without doing a million sessions or doing a ton of editing.
Yes.
Because I think that right there, number one thing that I hear when I'm talking to photographers is they're like, yeah, I would love to join you, but I have a million sessions to edit. Or I would love to be able to talk to you, but like, yeah, I just have so many things going on, especially after fall.
Yeah.
Photographers are like, ugh. There's a better way. That's all I have to say.
And the thing is, it's also about that life-work balance too. Because it's like you have a lot of work, but your ideal life isn't there.
Exactly.
You don't have the time that you wanted to be able to enjoy the work that you have brought in.
Yep.
And I think that often gets in the way. It's like, how do I enjoy my life at the same time as enjoying my business?
Yep, exactly. So you don't have to overcomplicate your offer, and you can learn to do it effortlessly.
We have a lot of words in here that are hard to say.
It's because I type the way that I think in my brain, and then it doesn't always come out of my mouth. That is exactly what happens.
If anyone's curious, this is water. This is water. Okay.
Same.
I just want everybody to know that. I'm not like...
If anybody knows, I actually have a water cooler right here.
Yeah.
So one of my past lives, I actually sold... not really, but like I actually was trying really hard to sell these Kangen water machines.
Gotcha.
They're amazing. They are so good. The water that comes out is like alkaline.
It's like
and
gold. It's like gold water. It's like really good for you.
It's so good for you. But I never got up the confidence to be able to sell it myself. Yeah. So I have a really expensive water machine that I paid a lot of money for.
But it gives us really great water.
Exactly. So I take advantage of it and I fill up my 5-gallon thing of water and I have a water cooler.
I think we've all experienced that.
Yeah. Where we poured money into things.
And it didn't work out.
Yep. But it's okay.
Okay.
So you can get excited when your Facebook audience becomes buyers without having to run
Who wants to get excited again?
Yes.
About connecting to your ideal clients? Who wants to get excited about going on Facebook and actually talking about your work?
Exactly.
And I feel like that is one of the biggest things that we focus on. Is like, how do we talk to people with feeling excited about it?
Exactly.
And that's what we're going to get into.
Yep. So you can do it even if you look like this. This is about what I look like when I am going through all the slides when I'm working on stuff behind the scenes. Yeah.
I see this face a lot. I love it. I'm actually gonna print this photo out, and it's gonna be life size in
Yeah.
our living room.
So
Yeah.
true story. I was sitting there and I was editing these slides, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a selfie. Like I literally, yeah. But whatever, it's all good. All right. So today we're gonna give you a step-by-step process for turning your branding on, so that you don't have to worry about all the stuff that we just talked about.
And I think what's kind of important about the slide is that
Mhm.
we all have an identity. We
Mhm.
it's kind of like we all have something that we love, that we'll walk by or we'll talk
Mhm.
about a lot and be like, this is who I am.
Yep.
But I feel like sometimes over
Mhm.
time we it gets covered up
Yep.
with other important things or other
Mhm.
priorities,
Mhm.
and we feel like it's kind of like having a brand new car that has a cover on it.
Yeah.
And it's like you explain it, but no one ever sees it.
Yep.
And I feel like with branding, when you take the cover off that brand new shiny car, that brand
Mhm.
new investment, you know what happens? People actually see the beauty that's beneath you,
Exactly.
that's underneath that, what you've been fearing to show people, and it's
Mhm.
your real self.
Yep.
That's what branding is. It's your real self. Yeah.
Yep. So, what if your brand or what if your business actually reflected who you are
Yeah.
and what you stand for?
When most people, here's the thing, guys, when most people think about branding, we also think of just like our colors, our logos, our websites, our SEO, and our Instagram posts. But really, super honestly, guys,
Mhm.
it's so much more.
Exactly. It's about you, your personality,
Yep.
the message that you convey to
Yep.
your potential
Yep.
clients. And from that messaging, you're going to attract only the clients that you love.
Yeah. And we're gonna get into this a little bit later, but like, how you communicate
Mhm.
what you love is so important that it's full of confidence.
Mhm.
Because, when you're asking for something that you love, you usually have endearing words behind it.
Yep.
It's something that has emotion, that has power, it
Mhm.
has relationship built into it.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes when we're communicating what we love, because it's lacking confidence and it's
Mhm.
lacking self-worth,
Yeah.
we just go, can I, can I have this? Or you're like, what kind
Hey,
of, what,
so
yeah,
my prices start
yeah.
at
Like what kind of photography you do? Oh, I take snapshots.
I take photos.
I take
I
I
take photos of
I
everything.
take photos of landscapes
Yeah,
and iron gates.
whatever. Gosh.
Well, no, I mean, saying like,
Yeah.
because we're not confident
Mhm.
in how we explain it,
Yeah.
we use a lesser emotion in our
Mhm.
words
Yeah.
that doesn't attract the people that actually love what we do.
Exactly. So we are going to show you a little bit of insight into our boss method of branding.
Yep.
What works and
And
what
what
doesn't
doesn't
work.
work?
Yep.
So
So,
B, guys, is for branding. Some of you might have thought it might have been for Brian.
mhm.
No, it's not. I mean, it is for me because we made it.
Yeah.
And the B for branding is all about you showing off what you do and getting people excited to
Mhm.
purchase from you.
Mhm. Exactly. It's about showing your personality. It's about showing
Yeah.
who you are and really helping people to understand what it is.
Yeah.
So the old way of branding, a lot of times this is what we hear when we're talking to people.
Yeah.
It's like you'll go through your website, update the theme, your fonts, your
Yeah.
colors,
Spend all
your
that time like
images.
moving the pictures around and putting the fonts here.
Hmm.
And then you get to it and you're like, what was I doing?
Yeah. You
What
think
was
if you
this?
build it, they'll come.
Yeah. And they will come, but we read something today like a confused mind says
Hmm.
no. So you
Exactly.
can have all of these things
Hmm.
that are like awesome and flashy, but if the customer doesn't know what you're actually pointing to,
Hmm.
they're gonna make their own path, and that path is gonna lead them out of the place that you want them to buy.
Exactly. So you're like, you've spent all that time and then you hear
Yeah.
crickets.
And we have 100% been there.
Yep.
We're like, oh, we need to fix this, but then it's like, really,
Yeah.
there's not the website's enticing, but the message is lost.
Yeah. And really, really, really good practical example of this is when we moved from Wisconsin down to Georgia. Okay. So we were like, we had a really good website,
Yep.
briancohenphotography.com.
Yep.
I don't think it's really active anymore. But anyway, but we had that website. It was the SEO, just the way that it worked. We were in the center of Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So we just showed up where we were supposed to, and we showed up as #1 on Google and whatever. And
Man,
like we did everything, and it was going to come, and it was awesome, and people came to us. I mean, eventually it started slowing down, and that's part of the reason why we moved. But like, I was like, all right, so we're just going to do the same thing. I'll just change all the SEO from Kenosha, Wisconsin to Atlanta, and then we'll just make it work.
And we spent a lot of money and a lot of time. I remember throwing $500 at a magazine.
Yeah.
Because that's how we're going to get our clients.
Exactly.
Or, we spent a lot of money on this website because it was like, that's how people are going to find us. And I think, honestly, 17 years later, those things are part of the success.
Yeah.
But the real reason branding works is that you have to make it personal.
Exactly.
Personal is why people buy from you.
Yeah. Exactly. So the better way of branding is that you need to show up in more places than just your website.
Yeah. And like we could ask them a question.
Yeah.
Where do you think that you should be showing up more in your business?
Yes.
Yep.
So it's all about being social and being top of mind. Are you showing up on, like, today, right now, as we speak? I am showing up on my personal page. I am showing up on our business, 2 different business pages. I am showing up in our Get Branded with Brian Placenzi page. Our group. I'm showing up on LinkedIn, and I'm showing up on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but that's the whole thing, is that you need to be able to show up in multiple places so that you're top of mind.
I think the power of showing up is not showing up with like perfection.
Yeah.
But it's showing up with personality. And the thing is, that's why people are going to remember you. Exactly. That's why people are going to refer you. That's why people have a relationship with you, because you're showing up with the power of your personality. Exactly. Not with the power of I'm the best, everyone loves me. Right. Because at the end of the day, people want to know a real person, not a version of you that is fake and it isn't consistent with being authentic. Exactly.
So we want to be able to attract your ideal clients.
That's it.
And from there, that's where you're going to truly shine.
That's it.
Shine.
Shine.
Okay. So when we really started showing up as our true authentic self, if you can't tell, this is what we call our selfie faces.
As you can see, I often go, no.
And so I started doing the same thing. It's kind of funny. So when I was pregnant with my daughter Summer, I got kicked in the jaw. And so now when I smile, I'm like if it's not adjusted right, it actually comes out crooked, but it's all good. I'm like,
great information. Yeah.
Random.
Yeah.
But yeah, through real conversations, we're able to book in the best clients ever.
Yeah.
And it was all because of our messaging and how we showed up.
So I want to share something real quick. So it's like, in the beginning, we got a lot of clients that came through Google or through our church, and a lot of them knew us. So the ice was broken that way. And I feel like probably a lot of you guys when you first started, you got your clients through really natural ways. And that, as we kind of grew out of that, we realized that there was so much power with the one-on-one. And so we stopped just doing phone consultations and we went to like coffee houses. And the thing is, I think we realized early that it was the personal connection in the beginning. Yeah, it was the face-to-face that led to us being successful. And it's not hiding behind a phone, it's not hiding behind a computer, but going to the places where people feel the most comfortable. And then it allows them to get to know you sooner, and they become more comfortable with you because there's that personal connection established with the in-person.
Yeah. So the thing is 17 years ago, Zoom was not a thing.
Oh yeah.
There was no Zoom. There was no video conferencing.
Yeah.
There wasn't. No, I don't even think there was FaceTime. Like, we had Blackberries when we first got married, or like I had this Trello thing and all this kind of stuff.
Going to the coffee shop was like pre-Zoom because it's just like, and the thing is, like, you gotta create something that works around your lifestyle, because it's, if your clients are an hour away, or you have a young baby, and your husband or wife is working a lot, it's hard to do that in person thing. But it's just like, we realize that the sooner we can break the ice, the more likely they were going to want to go further with us.
Exactly.
And that's why.
So showing up.
Yeah.
Showing up. You might ask, but how do I show up? What does that look like? How can I best reflect who I am? But if I don't have the time or motivation to post on all the platforms all the time, well, you can use things like this, like StreamYard, to post on multiple platforms at once.
Your biggest success is going to come on the other side of your fear.
Yep.
Is that you almost have to build this bridge of what you're comfortable with into the place of the unknown.
Yeah.
Is that when you build that bridge with the with the successes you have, and you end up on the other side of what you don't know, that's where you learn who your true self is.
Yep.
And your true self is really in the places where you don't have a lot of under control. You don't have a lot figured out. You're just talking about what you love.
Yeah.
That is why people recommend you, because they love how authentic you are, because you're all about being real.
Exactly. And if you can't tell, Brian and I are always real.
We're always
We're so real. We're over real. But it's okay.
Yeah.
O is for offer. What?
I just didn't expect it to go there right away. Oh.
It's for offer.
Yeah.
So it's about having a high-end, super compelling offer that sells itself.
And to me, what makes something high-end, super compelling is all about your belief in the offer.
Exactly.
And honestly, it's all about your confidence in your offer. Like, you could have the most beautiful, shiny, like glitzy item in the entire world that everyone stops and looks at it.
Yep.
But if your confidence isn't what is selling it, people are just going to look at it and be like, oh, that's just another thing, another kind of, cool, like, just another shiny thing, and it's like, your confidence makes it glow.
Exactly.
Your confidence honestly makes it why people want it.
So the old way for offers is, a lot of times we get started in photography specifically.
Yeah.
And people are like, so how much do you charge per hour? And you're like, thinking back to your 9-to-5 job, and you're like, $150 an hour? And you're like, oh, that's really good. Like, I'm getting, at my old job, I barely, I was making $10 or $15 an hour.
Yeah.
So 10 times more than my $15 an hour job. That's amazing.
We just had a conversation with a client that was totally reflected a story that I know we had many years ago, but I loved her version of it, where she was having dinner with her family, and their family asked, how's your business going? Great. Then they're like, well, how much do you charge? She goes, oh, $150 an hour. And they're like, what? And they were like, you can make money doing that?
Yes.
And it's just like,
but it's way more. You should be making way more than that.
It's just like, it's important to realize that you're always going to meet people that are going to challenge your success.
Yeah.
They're going to try to, like, kind of maybe not on purpose, but it's that challenge could maybe derail you into believing that you are valuable enough to have that success.
Yeah. So the better way, we have actually simplified the process to where when a client comes in, does the session, then we do a same-day reveal where they choose their favorite images right after the session.
Okay? That is life-changing.
Yes.
The same-day reveal.
Because the only photos that I'm editing, because Brian takes the photos and then I edit them, the only photos that I'm editing are the ones that they have paid top dollar for. So I am only, like, instead of 150 photos that we show them from our session, I'm not editing those 150 photos. I'm editing 20.
And this is a process that we teach to our clients in Business Branding Breakthrough. Is that it is possible, and we feel like it can work with any kind of photography. And it's just looking at the framework you have and just adding a couple rooms. Adding a hallway where there was just a wall. But it takes time to get that system working for you, but it is possible, and it does change your results in your sales.
So instead of continuing to charge a higher and higher session fee to compensate for your time, your clients feel more in control, and the whole experience is better because they choose only the photos that they love. And hidden secret, you're going to fall in love with them all. So it's really going to help your bottom line. I'm telling you, for real.
We have learned, when we're selling our photos to our clients, the sooner we can show them, the more effective and the more profitable it is to ride that energy of connection and relationship they
Yeah.
have to the session,
Yeah.
but also to the photos.
Yeah.
That always benefits you because we kind of grew up waiting weeks and months for the photos. And when you can show them the photos right away, that changes everything.
Yeah.
And we love teaching the system.
Yeah. So it's really fun.
Yeah.
And it's really serving your clients
Yeah.
more than anything else. Like, that's what I really want you guys to understand is like, you're actually creating a better experience for your clients when you do it this way.
It's creating an experience, not
Mhm.
another session.
Yep. So let's do the math. Okay. You can charge $150 for an hour session, and you can do 20 sessions a month, and you can make about $3,000. And I feel like that's a lot of what we've talked to
That is
people.
good money, but we believe where
Yeah.
the math changes is
Mhm.
it goes from working smarter,
Mhm.
not harder.
Exactly.
Like
So, yeah.
it's charging more is better for your well-being
Mhm.
because you get more out of it instead
Yeah.
of doing 10 times the work
Mhm.
and getting a lower income.
Yeah. Or you can have a $2,500 average sale like we do,
Yes.
and only do 10 sessions a month
Yeah.
and make 25,000.
Yep.
It's a lot better.
It
I'm
is.
telling you,
It's a
it really genuinely, and it's so possible.
and some of you may be like, how do you get those numbers?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Mhm.
Well, what kind of magic is this? And the thing is, it's all about the client education,
Mhm.
but also the client conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where this happens.
Yeah.
This isn't just like a wham boom. Oh my gosh, I got it right.
Mhm.
It's those two things that play into getting these results.
Yeah, exactly. So you may be asking, but isn't this a lot of work?
Yeah.
There's so many steps to IPS. Isn't it just easier to send them over a link and just be done with it?
Yeah. Like
That
there you
was
go. There
that
you
was
go.
literally
Bye.
Brian's whole objection. He did not. He went into IPS kicking and screaming. Did you not?
I ran away from it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. This
Mhm.
stinks.
Yep.
I'm gonna go do something that doesn't challenge me.
Yeah.
That's
So
what it was.
IPS, if you don't know, is in-person sales. It's basically showing the client the photos in person and letting them choose which ones they want.
Yeah.
The other things that you might be thinking is, what if my clients don't like the unedited photos or think that they're terrible? Like, I feel like there's a lot of photographers that are like, oh, but I can't show them the unedited photos. I can't show them straight out of camera. That doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, okay? With our system and the way that we do it, it's so much faster and easier. And it leaves your client
And it's
thrilled.
no pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel sleazy.
Mm-mm.
It's all about relationship.
Exactly.
That's how you go from the shoot and burn
Mm-hmm.
to the IPS. IPS seems like this, I don't know, this out of world experience. It's like I gotta like do something that it's against my morals. It's against what I would ever do. I would never ask anybody for that kind of money. But the thing is, it's all about the relationship
Yeah.
that you're building,
Mhm.
not only with your client but with yourself.
Yep.
Is that it's having integrity
Mhm.
behind doing this whole process.
Yep. Exactly. So we've done this ourselves, and we've also seen countless photographers do the same thing. We've actually worked with a bunch of photographers, helping them to go from that shoot and burn
Yeah.
to a profitable IPS model. And honestly, giving us a $2,500 average sale with little to no work on our part. Like, I mean, it is work.
It is
I'm not
work,
gonna
100%,
lie.
yeah.
It's work for sure. But when I look at the photographers that are editing a million sessions and doing all this work, trying to get their thing before they even send out their clients a link, it takes less time and we get more money. And it really, truly is worth it.
It is.
Because again, you're giving yourself the gift of time, but you're also giving your client a better experience.
That's it.
And that
That's
really
it.
is a big thing.
Yep.
So S is for social.
Yep.
Showing up consistently is the key for branding.
And the thing is, for me, the definition of showing up consistently, I used to just think it was a photo a day.
Mhm.
Here's my photo,
Mhm.
like it. And then I'm like, cool, I showed up. But for me, it has to be more personal.
Mhm.
I want to create a relationship.
Mhm.
That to me is really a huge key to showing up.
Yeah.
Is that my face has to show up.
Mhm.
Not just like a photo or a clever saying,
Mhm.
but if it's not my face, it has to be something from my personality.
Yeah.
because I'm the one creating it.
Yep.
And that's who I want them to connect to is me.
And you need to make
us.
sure to, you need to make sure to have CTAs.
Yeah.
So the old way, you can try as hard as you can, posting when you can, but there's little to no explanation of what you do and no call to action.
I used to just come up with clever things all day long, which was fun.
Yes.
But I felt like I was hiding behind the photos. It took me about 3 years to figure that out.
Yep.
Is that I'm more than photos. And so my clients deserve that. They deserve to know who I am, who we are.
Yeah. So your clients will see the pretty photos, but they don't know what to actually do with them.
Yeah.
Like, that's
like here's your photos, and you're like, oh, that's great.
Okay.
Sits on my phone.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay, cool. Okay.
So the better way is having a consistent social calendar, and even enrolling some low-cost help with a part-time VA.
Yeah.
And you can actually show up consistently and on brand, making sure that your clients know, like, and trust you.
I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. Clients love authenticity. People who are like all about the journey and all about knowing who you are and are interested in your daily life, their biggest attraction is your authenticity.
Exactly.
That to me is what should be on your socials.
Yeah.
Because people want to know who you are.
Exactly.
And they want to know what you're doing, but they also want to see that you're actually a down to earth person. And we feel like creating content like that makes people put you on the top of their mind.
Yep.
They're like, cool, that guy's awesome.
Yeah. So having a CTA on almost every post really helps your clients to know what to do with.
And we love creating CTAs with you. Exactly. I'm always thinking of stuff, but we love to personalize them for the people we work with. Because not everyone can use the same words, but everyone doesn't have the same emotion.
Exactly.
Finding your inner emotions.
Yep.
And then putting that out into the world and be like, wow, that person's neat.
Yep. So that's what happened for us. When we started showing up consistently, people got interested. I have conversations all the time with people that I'm friends with in person. They're like, wow, what's going on in your business? That's crazy. I love everything. You're showing up all the time. You're in my feed all the time.
We have learned.
And you guys probably see the same thing.
To me, real success comes with not hoping people find you, but it's turning the volume up on how you think and how you feel about the world respectfully, not bringing people down or tearing people apart, but turning the volume on what brings you life.
Exactly.
That is to me another element behind showing up consistency, is that turn your volume up and people start hearing you.
Yep. So you might be thinking, but Brian plus Lindsay, it's going to cost me too much to hire someone. I can barely support myself.
It's not true.
We're telling you, for real.
It's not true. Yeah.
Okay. When you do it, it's going to free you up to do bigger and better things. You're actually going to have more time freedom. And it's amazing. And like Q or Queen, our VA is so amazing. We love her so much.
Well, I've always struggled in our business of handing off things to people.
Yes.
Because it's like
really bad.
How am I going to clone myself? Because I am very insistent about the people I work with that understand my voice, understand who I am. And the thing is, but I love relationship where people can be their real self. I can see them use their real strengths and abilities to help us. And the thing is, it's like, you should be focusing on things that bring you joy. When you're doing things that don't bring you joy, that's going to take away your real joy.
Exactly.
And it's almost like springing a leak in your gas tank, and then you run out of gas, and then you're like, well, I don't know what I'm doing anymore because I haven't gotten anywhere. Is that when you find someone that can actually do what you do, but allows you to do what you do more powerful, that is where, honestly, success takes place in your business.
Exactly. So with our boss method of branding, we are going to combine the branding plus the offer plus social plus selling. It helps you really stand out amongst your competition and start finally making enough to really make a profit.
That's it. And we feel like those letters is like the pillars behind your business actually being able to support you.
Exactly.
Making your life. So we all make life choices that enables us to live. but we sometimes don't make the same decisions in our business.
Yep.
Is that we need to have the same pillars, the same essentials, a roof over our house, money in the bank and food in our stomach. But what if we did the same thing with our business? And that's what these are to us. Is that these are the pillars. This is what gives us food. This is what gives us life. And this is what gives us the opportunity to help change other lives.
Exactly.
Now we're not just like, oh, we hope this all works. You need to have pillars in place for you to actually support the business that you want.
Yep. So those pillars are having one clear brand.
There you go.
One irresistible offer.
That's it.
And one social way of selling.
Yeah.
So that was supposed to say hashtag.
We don't know why these gifts aren't working.
Gifts, they're supposed to move. They're supposed to be amazing, but it's okay. So you have a few options, right?
Yep.
So what's the first option?
First option is, I think what we all default to, nothing. I'm going to do anything. I'm going to keep on doing the same thing. And it's kind of like being in a boat with a hole in it. You're like, I'll just put a piece of tape over it and I'll just keep on going. But that's filling up with water. And then you're like, well, I'll get the shore and I'll dump it out and I'll go back in the water again. It's like the water's going to keep on coming up as long as you have a hole in that boat.
Yeah.
That's not a good option.
Nope. It's going to cost you thousands over time.
Or you lose a boat.
Yeah. So second option is you can raise your session fee, but still include a large number of photos. This will work, but the profit margin's still low. Plus, you're eventually going to get to that point where your session fee is too high for people to easily opt in. So what we kind of like is we like a lower session fee, but then higher package prices.
We feel like it's
because then your client is in control. They understand what it is that they're paying for, and so they don't. It doesn't feel like, oh, I already spent all this money on a session fee and it didn't come with anything.
Yeah,
like they get to buy more.
And again, this is where education comes from.
Exactly.
Is that you are educating your client every step of the way with what they're getting, what you're doing, and ultimately what the final product is.
Exactly.
And it's just like, in the beginning, you do for a super low price and you give them everything. You're like, oh, raise my price and maybe that'll fix everything. Yeah. Raising your price doesn't really fix something. Sometimes it adds more weight on what you're doing, but still sinks the boat because the weight of what you're doing is in one place.
Yeah. So a lot of times people will raise their session fee, but then and then get less clients. And then they're like, but they're still doing just as much work. And it just it feels harder.
Yeah.
So the way that we teach actually ends up helping you to get even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we like to spread the responsibility of what you should be doing evenly.
Yeah.
Instead of putting the weight all in one thing and hoping it works out.
Exactly. So the third option is, honestly, this is where what I did for the longest time is you can just try all this on your own. Implementing what you've seen here.
We've done that.
But struggling because you don't have any kind of support. So that's the whole thing, is that for me specifically, I needed to be able to have support.
Yeah.
I needed to be able to have somebody that I could bounce ideas off of and be like, hey, I'm doing this. What do you think? Does this look good? You know?
Lindsay's been better at asking for that. I have a habit of I'm going to do it all myself. I'm going to do it all myself. And the thing is, some of us are talented to do that. But most of the time we need someone that allows us to just do what we love, but also give responsibilities to people that can actually handle the responsibilities.
Exactly.
Lindsay's so much better at other things than I am, and we're still learning that after 17
You want to
years.
know why I'm so much better? Because I asked for help.
Who are you talking to, Lindsay? Who are you talking to? Let me call. Hello? Oh, she's talking to me. Okay, I just figured it out. Okay, she's talking to me. I just figured it out. Okay, now I know.
So just remember, this is for photographers who are looking to increase their profit and serve their customers well over time, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So we have seen this work for ourselves and countless other photographers that we've been mentoring over the last 2 years.
Realistic goals leads to realistic success.
Yep.
Sometimes we have unrealistic goals, which leads to success that is all over the place.
Yep.
And we feel like, it's kind of like two parts of a drawbridge. When you're realistic about your expectations, you're realistic about your success. They come down at the same time.
Yep.
And you can cross over them. Sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, I want to make $1 million in 2 minutes. The drawbridge is like this. And then your success is like, oh. Yep. And it's like, when you're realistic, you can cross that bridge.
Yep. So Linda Carroll is a really good example. Okay. So Linda Carroll is going to actually have her first 10K month. She actually was getting help from other places,
Yeah.
but still wasn't able to like really take it over the line and everything.
Yeah.
And she's on the verge of being able to retire from her full-time IT position
Yeah.
to be able to pursue photography full-time, which is a lifelong dream of hers. So this was just a comment that she's made. She's just like, awesome Santa Day. Santa and his wife loved the video because we made her a video. We made her a promo video. That's one of the things that we offer, especially if you're local. But like if you're within driving distance or cheap flight distance, we can also do that.
So,
But
I mean, outside, like we are photographers. We live this world, so
exactly.
we do all kinds of photography. So it's like one thing that we did this year is that we're doing personal branding videos. So we went to her studio and we spent the time with her and we recorded her sessions.
Yeah.
And then it got like, I think it's got like over like 9,000 views. And it's just like, guys, capture what's happening in your studio. And it will give your audience and your clients an idea. I'm sorry, you give them a bird's eye view into your business that will help sell you with power.
Yeah.
And that's what personal branding really is. It's allowing them to see behind the scenes of how you work, which helps you separate you from the crowd.
Exactly. It's just so good.
Yeah.
So imagine waking up knowing that your calendar is full and so is your bank account.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm trying to. He said, "Don't read everything."
No, like you nudged me, but I was like, oh, okay. So, like, is that one? Imagine having clients.
Yes.
Okay. Imagine having clients who are excited for their sessions with you and are happy to hand over money, and it's just like when someone is excited because of the energy and the creativity you bring to the session. That is like two magnets finding each other and like, bah, and it's really hard to take off because it's like they know that they're going to get a once in a lifetime session.
Exactly.
And the thing is, the more you talk about what you love, the more people are going to be like, man, I just want to be with you. And that's what we feel like should be communicated in your business.
Exactly. So imagine being able to serve your customers in a way that benefits both of you. So that's genuinely what we want to help you with.
Yeah. It's creating that personal relationship, not just with your business and your website, but with yourself. When you know what you're capable of and you do it with confidence and full understanding, it's almost like you find your superpower. We believe our superpower is encouraging people and helping them find themselves, but also discovering their self-worth. And when someone hires you to take photos of them, they're excited because you're going to find something that they've never shown someone and they trust you with that. And the thing is, the more trust you build in your business with yourself, but also with your client, man, you're irresistible.
Yes. So we're going to tell you a little bit about what it is to work with us.
That's it.
That's all right.
That's it.
If you guys don't mind. So this is the Business Branding Breakthrough Collective. This is what we have created and we absolutely love it. This first part is probably our favorite.
It's our favorite.
Yeah.
And what it is that we get invited into, honestly, some of the most vulnerable parts of your business. And that's scary. It's like asking someone to your house. You know, and you're like, oh, they're going to see my living room. They're going to see my couch. And they're going to see my kitchen. And the thing is, we honestly have so much joy being invited in that place. Because we get to see how your business works. We get to see what you're saying, what you're not saying, what you are charging and what you shouldn't, and what you should be offering. And the thing is, that's a maze. We feel like most of our businesses and our offerings are like a maze, and we just get lost. We get confused. And the thing is, we don't want to short circuit. We want to help build a connection to where you're at and where you should be. And that's what the blueprinting call is.
So you really get us, the real us, like the silly us. And we'll sit there and we'll go through. I have my notebook. I am like passionate about recording everything in my notebook. I have like, it's my favorite thing.
And the thing is, it's like, we believe that everyone we work with is absolutely not cookie cutter. And, you know, and we don't look at, say, like everyone's the circle, like think of like a puzzle. You know, you can't put a circle in a triangle spot, and you can't put a triangle in a circle. We believe when you know what your shape is, we want to do whatever we can to to show who you really are
Yep.
in the shape that you are. We're
Yep.
not about changing your form and making you look different and feel different. We want to bring this satisfaction with fully understanding who you are
Yep.
in the places that you're at.
Yeah. And the cool thing about it also is that we will record it, and then we'll
Yeah.
send you that recording too, because I know for myself, I've needed to go back and been like,
And
okay,
also this,
wait, hold on. What did they say about this or whatever, you know?
in this 90-minute time is honestly us just hanging out,
Mm-hmm.
chatting,
Yep.
looking at things, making observations, giving you
Yep.
tips.
Exactly.
But honestly, we want to leave you better than how we found you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like someone asking you to watch their house or watch their dog. It's like you want to do it with respect and dignity.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel like when you see someone's heart, you want to speak life into it.
Exactly.
And we feel like there's so much life in you. We just want to help you unlock it.
Yep.
And we feel like that's what these calls are.
Yeah. So we also have a curating your brand kit checklist.
Yes.
So I've actually got the exact template that we've used for the last 17 years to brand ourselves and our clients to have strong brands aligned throughout their business.
Yeah.
Also,
we have a business automation accelerated training.
Mm-hmm.
This is how to set up your business in a way that acts like you, talks like you, and actually can live when they can actually do the job when you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many things we do in our business that honestly kind of wears us down.
Yep.
and exhaust us.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, automation, when it's implemented right,
Mm-hmm.
it allows you to be more effective and efficient.
Exactly.
with your communication with your clients,
Mm-hmm.
but also you being more powerful in your brand.
Yep. Exactly. We also have how to work your workflow guide and template.
Yes.
Actually, put in there several of our workflows that we use so that you can see behind the scenes of how we do things and really just use it as a template.
And these are things that we've built and
Mm-hmm.
and we refined over and over again, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like we can never sell something that we haven't first experienced.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like sometimes that's what gets in the way of our real success, is that we don't trust what we're putting out there, or we're afraid to share it because we think it's broken or it's not going to work. But anything that we do, it's fully customizable. This isn't like, oh, this is just for one kind of photographer. This is for someone that is looking for a healthier and stronger connection to their client. And that's why we love automation.
Yeah. So the experts will tell you, we'll create your copy, you pay thousands in ads, thousands to a team, and then the clients will flow in like magic.
Yeah.
And we've done that. We've literally done that.
Facebook
and
ads
it worked.
Used to be like that.
It worked until it stopped.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole thing.
Yep.
Luckily, we have been teaching entrepreneurs and photographers and everyday folks how to just scale their simple solution for the last 2 years.
Branding and client communication and business reform is our life. We live and breathe it. Like there's something we see every day that we're like, oh, what if they did this? What if they did that?
Yep.
And it's like, we have so much excitement around helping clarify messaging, helping clarifying your connection to your client, and also showing the world your true talents. And there's so many walls that we build in between all those things. And that's what we want to help our clients with, is that you are powerful and you are worthy of success.
Yep. So funny story. Okay. So we met Robin as part of the mastermind that we were both in. And she actually said yes to following us into this crazy personal branding world. She paid us $50,000 in advance to do 4 personal branding shoots. That is just crazy.
And complete life-changing, because it's like, we found someone that completely believed in us, completely felt comfortable with us, and has allowed us to be us.
Yep.
And we love being in that environment because we're not holding anything back.
Exactly.
We're not afraid to be anything else but ourselves. And that's another reflection of how our business should be.
Exactly.
Is that, so if you guys could look in a mirror, but it's not you, but it's your business, do you feel like it reflects you? Do you feel like it's you? Do you feel like it's saying you? Or I feel like you're wearing the clothes that represent you? That is that's what Robin is doing.
Yep.
Is that she's clearly reflecting who she is, and she's inviting us into that place to help refine that.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful relationship.
Exactly. So yeah, we're planning one of the most epic shoots
Yeah,
for her.
yeah.
And the $1.2 million house that she just bought. We're just waiting on it to be renovated. So every day we're like, okay, Robin, where are we at? Where's
Where are
going
we at?
things?
Where are
Not
we at?
really every day, but
Not every day.
we're not bugging her. Come on.
That'd be odd.
Yes. But yeah, every day it's getting more and more there, and we're just gonna do it. It's gonna be awesome.
One thing I want to say, what is amazing about Robin,
Mhm.
if you met her at a grocery store, you
Mhm.
would never know how successful she is.
Yeah.
And we feel like her success has really come from her redefining how she sees herself,
Mhm.
but also her allowing her true voice to come out.
Yeah.
That her successes is because she's invested in herself completely,
Exactly.
and she's not afraid to show that to the world.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to
Mhm.
take photos, but also coach somebody
Yeah.
that allows us to do the same.
Exactly.
And that's what we want to do with our clients,
Mhm.
is invite them into the next version of themselves,
Exactly.
call them out of the dark places,
Mhm.
speak truth and light into them where they can see their true riches
Yeah.
is in being the real self.
Yeah. So imagine that this is possible for you. Okay. What this does is it solves the income roller coaster, the roller coaster of income hills and trows. Even like this year, we have gone through this a little bit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we've been like trying to figure this out. Okay, so have a big influx, and then and we're tired of doing that. And we're tired of that for you guys as well.
Yeah.
We lived our lives for way too long having that, and we're doing it. It solves that whole fragility thing. We're not relying on paid ads or cold outreach to generate more clients.
We believe is, I know I said this earlier, but the
Mhm.
more that you create connection,
Mhm.
the warmer it is received when you're talking to people that you don't know. The
Yeah.
people, when you share your life, when you talk about the things you love on Facebook and wherever you're at,
Mhm.
it eliminates that feeling of like, this person doesn't want to be around me. This
Exactly.
person doesn't know me.
Yeah.
And it's like, we believe you are in charge
Mhm.
of making
Yeah.
your environment with your clients warm. And
Exactly.
the thing is, if you're not sharing the truth in your life
Mhm.
and you're not connecting to the people that love who you are,
Uh-huh.
then it's going to be frozen.
Yeah.
You're going to be walking on ice wherever you go.
Mhm.
You're in charge of changing the environment that you're in.
Exactly.
And the thing is, but that shows up,
Mhm.
that only comes from showing up authentically.
Yep. Exactly. So it solves the cash flow and team attraction. You can actually afford a team.
Yeah.
You can afford to outspend the competition, and you can afford to show up fully in your power versus in desperation.
Yeah.
So what's really important is like we want you to go into that like momentum to where you really
Your confidence is the
Mhm.
momentum changer.
Mhm.
Now, I feel like every single person we've sat down to, there's always been the story of, I was doing great
Mhm.
and then this happened and I went down.
Right.
And then I tried to go back up and then I
Mhm.
went down again. And I
Mhm.
feel like I'm going to quote this 90s song, "You Are the Wind Beneath My Wings." Okay?
Right.
And I know it's cheesy, but the song is so true.
Mhm.
Is that if your wind isn't confidence, you're
Mhm.
never going to take off.
Exactly.
But when your confidence is something that is you, and
Mhm.
you created it to be you, and it's actually your identity, the wind is what gets you off the ground. That's that confidence that you have in yourself
Mhm.
that allows you to glide into success that you've always desired.
Yeah. So, do we have your permission to over deliver? Okay.
What if we just waited?
So, whatever. No.
No.
All right. So, you're going to learn all of this and more. Here are the deliverables. You're going to have a 90-minute business blueprinting call. You're going to have 2 weekly Zoom calls with Brian and Lindsay. They're group Zoom calls, and they're amazing. Why 2? That's a lot. You're like, wait, hold on. Why not just 1? Because we want to be able to train you like an athlete running a marathon. And again,
So
this
we teach
yeah,
for you to take radical responsibility.
exactly.
So it's like, this may sound funny, but like a personal trainer
Mhm.
doesn't just meet with you once a month.
Yeah.
Okay, a personal trainer gives you a plan,
Mhm.
and then he checks up with you to see if you're actually squatting right.
Yeah.
Or you're actually bending right.
Mhm.
Because you could be doing a process, but it's not actually the right way.
Yeah.
So we love to teach radical responsibility, where the things that we're teaching you has to be made into a version of you that is actually you. That you're not just repeating something. Oh, this is what they do. I think training comes from you learning how to make something that someone else is yours.
Yeah.
And that's where the radical responsibility comes from.
Yeah. So we also have a 30-minute accountability or strategy and accountability call every month that you work with us. So in addition to the 90-minute thing, and in addition to the 2 weekly Zooms, we're also going to meet with you once a month to be able to like really strategize and find out where you're at. Because that's one of our favorite things to do is like really
we love creating an environment of intentionality. Is that we're intentional.
Yeah.
We're intentionally in your life to help you feel seen and heard.
Yep.
And the thing is, the more responsible you are with the things that you're asked to do, the more likely you are going to find your success.
Exactly. We're also going to give you step-by-step pre-recorded video content in our membership
and we're
portal.
always adding to that. We keep on creating
real.
more stuff. I wake up middle of the night, I'm like, I need to teach them this.
Yes,
and then I wake up and I do it.
Yep, exactly.
Not at 5 a.m, but
so if you decide to go deeper on your own time, it's there for you. We also have a private Slack channel where you'll have direct access to everyone on the team, including us and like our VAs and everybody else. Like it's just, we enjoy it.
But what's really big about the Slack channel and everything is that we believe in boundaries, and we believe is that, we want to create an environment where you're always learning and growing, but also we want to create this place where the time is respected. Is that, our time off is our time off.
Yeah.
And, we don't want to be like, oh, here's all this information.
Yeah.
And then talk to us all the time. It's like we feel like that. We believe is that in digestion times, where you digest all the information, and then you go through it, and then you come back to us and you're like, oh, this is what it was for me.
So in total, you will get a 90-minute self-expression branding blueprint call, creating your brand kit checklist, business automation accelerator training, how to word your workflow guide and template, consistent authentic social guidebook, templates for creating social media posts, powerful communication and selling, pricing structure training, recorded training academy, all these things. Okay. And we're going to deliver it on a 30-minute call, 3 months of twice weekly Zoom calls, 30-minute strategy and accountability call, pre-recorded video content in the membership portal, private Slack channel.
Yeah.
All of this, don't you feel like you just like got hit in the face with fire hose?
I do. Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff.
There's so much stuff.
There's all of this.
All this stuff.
Okay. So the total value, I actually went through and I added it all up. It's $64,000 and $64,952. So that's how much it is. So you guys ready to pay us?
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
So really, what's it going to cost me? Okay. So legitimately, we thought about this. Okay. We're like, okay, how much should we charge for this? Because even if all you did was enroll 4 clients at $2,500, that's $10,000 a month. Okay. Legitimately.
Yeah.
If you had 4 clients a month, that's $120,000 a year. Okay. So should we do 50,000? Like we could.
We could.
20,000. I mean, that's way more doable,
That's
but
true.
And actually not much more than what we used to do with our year-long mastermind that we used to do. Our year-long mastermind was 15. Yeah. So maybe that's what we should do. What about 10? Okay. 10 is a good starting number. And I really like 10,000.
I do too. But I don't know. I think
maybe 5,000?
Maybe.
I think actually, honestly, probably going to be charging 5,000 really soon.
Eventually. We're getting there.
We're getting there. Okay. But we are going to be doing it this week only. Okay. So if you enroll with us this week, it'll be $29.97. The price is going to be going up, not to 5,000, but it'll be going up by about $500.
Yeah.
So next time that we do this, when we start running this in January, it's going to be $34.97.
Yeah.
Just so you know, like just understand that. And also, in January, you won't have this special little promo thing that we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get everything. I mean, you get $64,000 or $65,000 really
Yeah.
worth of value for $29.97. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, would it be worth it if you only sold 3 clients? Like every time that you launched, every time that you put yourself out there, every month, but you're consistent in your revenue.
Yep.
What if you finally started your high ticket offer and built a product or service that made you more like 5,000 to 25,000 recurring revenue every single
And
month?
what if you started enjoying your life more?
Mm-hmm.
What if you started showing up in the places where you never thought people were interested in you because you were speaking your true voice?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think that brings that peace
Mm-hmm.
and that satisfaction. I mean, like, wow, this is what it feels to be like a business owner. Now, business owners have struggle no matter what.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you show up as your real self,
Mm-hmm.
you start having real relationships with your clients.
Yeah. So what if, even if you didn't grow your revenue at all, but you worked half the time, would it not be worth it? And had a system for your business to run without you?
Yeah.
So you may be thinking, Brian and Lindsay, it's right here at the holidays. I don't have enough time. Ah! You also might be thinking, I don't have the money to do it.
Yeah.
Like, just let me start in January after I paid for all my Christmas gifts. And I had a really good gift,
And
but
it didn't work.
it didn't. Maybe thinking this is going to be too much work. I don't have enough time to post all the time or put the effort into branding myself. If you feel like that, don't worry. That's why we're adding an extra month as our Christmas gift to you. We are adding an extra month.
We're going to add another month.
Instead of 3 months, we're actually doing 4. So if you wait until January, you only get 3 months. You'll get the same amount of time as the people that join in January.
So,
but you are like, you know what I mean? Like they'll be ending at the same time, whatever.
We love the journey. And the thing is, Lindsay and I love jumping in that foxhole of your business, even in the mud puddles, even in the broken things, and being like, you know what? There's so much value here.
Exactly.
We love helping people fix and repair the broken lines of communication.
Yep.
But also the connection to themselves, and also finding their voice back in their business.
Exactly.
And the thing is, that takes time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a healthy relationship takes weeks, takes months, takes hours. And the thing is, it's all about being comfortable to share those things. And we feel like when you're comfortable with the process, it allows you to receive what you're learning better and healthier.
Yep. So if you're worried that you don't have enough money, that's why we set up payment plans and even have financing to help you solidify your place.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things, like, genuinely, like, we understand. We've been there. Where we don't have the money to invest, but we know that we need to. We know that the right thing to do, the steps that we need to take are right there on the other end, and that we need to be able to do this.
And
so that's why we've done the financing. And every single program that we've ever run into, we've always done a payment plan,
That's it.
So whatever, like, you just have to do it.
Yep.
So if you feel like it's going to be too much work, let me tell you, do what you can and hire out the rest. You are worth your time and money. I just thought that this gift was hilarious, but it's not moving, but it's all good.
It's like, you may be looking at this, and I know I've looked at this before and be like, I have too much broken. My roof has too many holes in it. My windows are falling out of the hole in the wall, or I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
Because it's like we often have like these emotional tornadoes that just come in there, and it's like, we're holding on to all these things, and then we're like, see, this was never going to work in the first place. I never thought I would actually be successful, so that's why this didn't work. It's kind of like we detonate ourselves. We self-destroy ourselves with our mindset. And we believe when you're surrounded by like-minded people, that you feel seen and heard and respected and loved and appreciated, the messes get cleaned up. The goals become strong, and your path becomes certain.
Exactly.
And that's the journey that we like helping our clients with.
So act now. And if you do it before the end of December, can actually use this as a business write-off and give yourself the gift of investing in you and your business.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to say it's okay to treat yourself.
Yeah.
But
Treat
here-
yourself. Yeah.
treat yourself. Anyway, so one of the things for me, I am not a stuff person.
Yep.
Okay. I am not like, I'm okay without a lot of stuff. I actually am ADHD. And so I have so much clutter that like more stuff just ends up being more stuff.
Mhm.
So I would rather be able to invest in
Yep.
myself, to be able to invest in the business and be able to invest
That's it.
in like things like that,
Yep.
than I would to just get another thing that's going to sit in a drawer and not do anything.
We believe the best investment.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of great investments in life, but the
Mhm.
best investment I think you'll ever have is an investment in yourself.
Yep.
And we feel like your business is a direct representation
Mhm.
of who you are.
Mhm.
And because of that, you want to be the strongest and the most efficient and effective with how you communicate that.
Yep.
And if you think about it, your business is kind of a legacy lever.
Mhm.
You're leaving a remnant of who you are in people's lives.
Yep.
And the more powerful
Mhm.
and the more like confidence it is in who you are and how you explain it, the more effective it is going to be wherever you share it.
Exactly. So, like Chris said, this month only, we're offering an extra month.
I thought I said this
So-
last month. I'm like, this last month.
So instead of 3 months, we're actually offering 4. And there's only limited spots available because
And-
legitimately we mentored over 75 photographers last year, and that was good. It was really good, but it got to be overwhelming.
Yeah.
And so we are only doing this. We're only opening this up to a handful of people.
I think we're more powerful in
Mhm.
groups
Mhm.
than we are in big crowds.
Yep.
And I love speaking to people directly
Mhm.
and giving them advice that that is for them.
Yep.
Not just like everyone try this.
Mhm.
The personal connection has always been our most effective
Yep.
power that we've had.
Exactly. Yep. So if you want to know more, if you want to chat with us, if you're like, okay, I think I want to do this, but let me figure it
Yeah.
out. Go to brand.brianpluslindsay.com/chat to get started, or you can just reach out to us.
Yeah.
If you're on the fence to qualify for the Fact Classroom bonuses, you need to make sure to reach out to us,
Yes.
okay? Because there are limited spots available. So if you want to save your spot and your bonuses, have a conversation with us.
Yes. And then we can high five each other.
The time is now. Is
Yeah.
it going to work?
Probably not.
Ah, crap.
Well, it's okay.
It is okay.
It's okay.
It'll be fine.
It's okay.
I had a really motivational video that I was going to share
Well,
with
this
you
guy
guys.
basically says, believe in yourself
Exactly.
and it will unlock your true power.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Exactly. So imagine how much you could generate in a single month with a consistent branded profile. Let's do this. So drop a
Yeah.
comment below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was from today. And yeah, thank you guys so much.
I want to say one more thing here
Mhm.
is that, Lindsay and I have been in business for 17 years.
Mhm.
And I think that we've always had our most success
Yeah.
when we were in a place where we felt loved
Mhm.
and we felt appreciated, we
Yeah.
felt needed, and we
Mhm.
felt like our giftings were used with the most powerful.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had the most power in our gifting.
Mhm.
And I feel like,
Yeah.
this last year of everyone's life, we felt like, there was so much going on and we maybe
Yeah.
lost our identity
Mhm.
or we lost our direction
Exactly.
or we didn't make the money or we didn't make the relationships that we wanted. So we're
Mhm.
looking at this year as being like, well, I don't know if anything's worth it going forward. And the thing is, our whole reason for doing what we're doing here
Mhm.
is to help people find their identity.
Yeah.
Help them find their voice
Mhm.
in the things that bring the most
Yeah.
joy. And I feel like
That is not what I wanted
when
to do.
you
Hold on.
plug into your authentic joy in the things that make you wake up and you're like, I am so glad to be alive to do this one thing.
Yep.
That is your superpower that
Mhm.
you're realizing you were born to do.
Yep.
And when we invest
Mhm.
our time and energy in the people,
Yep.
we are hoping that you can discover what makes you come alive from the inside out.
Exactly.
What makes the power flow through you? When you know your true power, you become unstoppable. When you find your real identity, you go from standing 2 foot tall to 10 feet tall.
Yep.
And the thing is, when you remove pride and worry and doubt from the equation that you've sold to yourself so many different times,
Yeah.
you realize who you're supposed to be. And that's the journey that Lindsay and I love going on. And I feel like, we can name this whole thing many different things, but it's the journey of reconnection.
Yep.
Of finding out your true value, clarifying your purpose, but also connecting to your true self. That is what this is.
Yep.
So thanks for your time, guys. We appreciate it. We may do this again later on in the week.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. I kind of feel led to do it again. Who knows? I
Yep.
don't know. I feel kind of led to do that.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like this is what we're most passionate about.
Exactly.
So.
Yep. So let us know if you have any questions. To chat with us, go to brand.brianpluslindsay.com/chat.
Yeah.
And to invest right now, go to brand.brianpluslindsay.com/offer.
Yep.
So do it. We're excited.
Thanks for your time, guys. We appreciate it.
Talk to you guys later.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.